This cable is around $20. This one's $80. They both serve the same purpose. Is this worth the extra $60? Well, let's check it out. Alright, so I'm here with the official Oculus Link cable for the Oculus Quest, which I have right here. So, those of you not familiar with it, the Oculus Link allows you to take your Oculus Quest, which is a standalone headset, and connect it to a PC to play PC games. I have a full review of the headset, my thoughts on Oculus Link, but I was testing it using this cable. And I believe right before the review, the official Oculus cable came out, which is $80. So I want to kind of have a look at it and give my first impressions on it. So let's go ahead and open this. I've actually had this for like 5 days. I haven't even had time to open it yet. So the packaging here is very nice. Boom, you got your official cable. This cable is pretty hefty. It is 16 feet versus 10 feet, so that is one difference. Second difference is it is USB-C on both ends, and then of course it has the angled end to plug into the headset, so it's a little bit more comfortable. This one kind of juts out of the headset on the side. That does make it a bit uncomfortable. And then you have some instructions, some warnings that we're not even going to bother to get into. Alright, so let's pop it's not really tape. It's really cardboard with some sticky stuff on it. But let's pop that off. Get the actual cable out of here. Now, this cardboard actually did add quite a bit of weight to it. And this is a little clip, so that way you can kind of clip the wire around the back of the headset. So this is kind of like a little official clip from Oculus. Some people were using, tape or whatever. Not tape, but, a little Velcro wrap or something like that to deal with the wire. I personally wasn't using anything. I was just letting mine hang free. But it's nice to have the little official clip up here. It goes on the hard part, slides around. That's nice. I put it on the wrong side. The USB-C port is on this side. That's cut. Wow, I'm so glad I put that on the right side the first time, and this is not a cut-in part. But yeah, you get the clip, you get the cable. Now, the one thing I heard, this is actually using fiber inside of the cable, which is lighter and more flexible. I said initially this was heavier. This cable actually does feel heavier now that I got the cardboard and the accessories off. And it is very flexible. Like, it moves very easy. This is a little bit more rigid. So all these things, aside from the length difference, are pretty much cosmetic. They're not that important. The one thing that is important is this cable keeps the headset charged while you have it connected to the PC, because it's able to carry enough power. This cable doesn't. It supplies some power to it, but the battery still drains while you're playing games. And then, of course, there's the length. So what I want to do is just kind of test both of these out to see if there's any real difference in quality between the two. So let's check it out. Alright, so we're here with our computer, and we got our Oculus Quest, and we're going to start with the cable that I'm familiar with, the Anchor cable. So let's get this connected. We're going to compare lengths really quick, and then I'm going to share my thoughts. Alright, so here's what we're working with lengthwise with the Anchor cable. So you can kind of see here, this is how much distance I can get from the PC. And this is what I'm working with lengthwise with the official cable. So as you can see, this does make a huge difference as far as how far away you can move from your PC. So the length is definitely a priority here when it comes to picking this cable. So let's just lay them out side by side just to get that real comparison, because they're both connected to the computer right now, so we can get that real in-depth. Alright, and this is kind of both of them laid out. So here is the official link cable, and then over here you have the Anchor one. So length, there's really not a comparison, but you're talking about a 6-foot difference. So you would expect there to be, that difference. Updates. The worst time. Why are you doing this to me? Alright, we got our updates completed. So let's go ahead and I'm going to try my good old reliable Anchor cable that I've had since pretty much day one. This game actually runs pretty well. So Super Hot was very responsive. There's one more ultimate test that I want to do with this cable that I haven't tried on this particular computer, and that is Beat Saber, because it always ran off on my other computer. So let's see if we have the same experience over Oculus Link on a completely different computer playing Beat Saber. Oh, it actually seems to be working fine up here. Let's go. Let's see how this feels. Oh, my octaves are so good. Man, I was just killing it. Overall, that experience was good. Like, that cable still works really well for a $20 cable. It's not just for a $20 cable, it works really well. The biggest complaint I have about it is the length. But, in all honesty, you could buy an active USB 3.0 extender, and there's some other people who've done videos on this and tested them. There are ones that work with a cable to extend it, so if the length is the biggest issue, that may not be an issue. It'll still be cheaper than buying this cable. We're going to test this cable to see if there's any real difference. Well, I know one difference is you get the little convenient clip here. Like, just cut it. Just cut it to the point where the clip's on and make it seem like I didn't have to struggle to put the clip on. And it's just so easy and convenient to connect this clip. I didn't struggle with it at all. Now let's go ahead, try this. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something that's different about it. This cable is definitely, it does a good job of staying out of the way. And it's not because of the little clip thing, because you can obviously, I shed a whole bottle of champagne on them. But this cable, it is really light. It doesn't feel like, it's not a fight to have to like move around with it. It just bends a lot easier than the stock cable does. Or not the stock cable, the Anchor cable. Sorry, I'm dodging bullets here. Come on, yes. Alright, I'm showing my dedication, guys. Alright, and let's go ahead and pop back over to Beat Saber. I will say, so far, I'm very impressed by how comfortable this cable is to move around. It's so much easier. It feels more akin to what you would get on the original Rift cable-wise, as far as like its flexibility and its ease of use. It's actually even lighter than that. I'm going to be honest about it. I'm so glad this game works now, even though I've already bought the Oculus Quest version, and I'm fine with it because the Oculus Quest version is the best version of this game. But it is nice to have this option. Why is the song so long? This is always the part where I fail at because they made the song too long. It's not even my fault. It's not my fault. This is still in beta. I'm glad to see this game is like working fine now, because for the longest time I couldn't get it working. It seems like the Oculus Link beta is actually coming along quite well. So, from my brief time with the cable, what could I tell you about it that I haven't already said? It's lighter. It's a lot longer than the $20 Anchor cable. But like I said, you always could get an active USB 3 extension and extend the length of this cable and get a cable a lot cheaper. But what you won't get is the flexibility and the thinness of a cable like this. This cable just moves around a lot easier. It twists and turns, and it's just a lot lighter. It doesn't feel as much of a burden as the Anchor does. And that's just with that cable by itself. Imagine adding an active USB 3 extension cable, and it's going to be a pretty heavy cable. And then on top of that, this doesn't have the angled insert like the Oculus one does, which is not a big deal because they honestly sell other cables on Amazon that have the angle insert that are around the $20 price point if you really want to get that. But you also would lose the advantage in any other scenario than buying the Oculus one. You're still losing the advantage of keeping your headset charged while you play. Again, I mentioned this in my review. The battery life, though, is really good on this headset, so it's probably not a big deal unless you're planning on having really long sessions while tethered to a computer, which I don't know. I mean, you could, so that's not going to be the major selling point. I think it's just the length and how comfortable this cable is. It's hard to quantify the price. It's hard for me to say where your budget is. I think if your budget is $20 for the cable, because this is a $400 to $500 headset, depending on what you get, you got $20 left over and you want the Oculus Link experience, this more than works. This is fine. I mean, you can't, we saw the difference lengthwise, and it's not as comfortable, but it does the job. Like, there wasn't really, fidelity wise, I didn't really notice a difference between the two cables. But if you spend the $80 for the official cable, you will not be disappointed in the quality. This is a great cable. So it just really depends on what your budget is. Yes, it's worth $80. Very high quality cable. Very nice. Oculus did a great job. Speaking of great jobs, do a great job with hitting that subscribe button. That was a horrible transition to the outro. And remember to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, subscribe, and always do at least 2 things at the same time. Peace.